A reflection board is a useful tool to use when you're reflecting at the end of a day, a week, a month, a quarter, a year, or longer. You can use this tool as an individual, or you can use this tool with your team for team reflection. You can use this team at the end of a sprint, at the end of a project, at the end of a presentation that you've undertaken, or at the end of a workshop that you've undertaken, or even as part of your quarterly review. The idea is to use the reflection board in a way that helps you to lead your team faster and happier. When reflecting, there are those things that you want to continue to do because they're working. You know those things that you were really happy with and you want to continue doing and they're working really well? Well, you want to note those down. It's important to identify these and to plot these so that they're top of mind and identify anything that you want to continue in your map. And on reflection, there are things that you want to discontinue. These are the things that you don't want to do anymore, that you're going to stop. They could be time wasters. They could be those things that you thought were relevant at the time and would help you, but they didn't. They could be anything that you would stop doing because it's not relevant, it's not helping you to move forward, it's not of value to you or to your team, and you want to identify anything that you are doing now that you want to discontinue doing in the future. On reflection, there are those things that you did and you tried and they partially worked. But with hindsight, you would do them differently. And you've now got new learnings and new information. And so what you want to do is modify how you do these things. You want to change and do them differently next time. These are the things that you want to change. And so it's important to identify what these are and how you would change them for next time. What to try. It's important to identify the new things that you want to try out next time. Maybe you've come across a new tool and you'd like to give it a go in your next sprint, project, workshop, presentation, or possibly the next quarter. Maybe it's a new program, or it's a new platform, or maybe it's a new technique like no triangles. Identify the seedling of the idea that you would like to try out to potentially grow next time if it works. What I want to talk to you about is the difference between what to change and what to try. The reason I want to talk about this is because I've seen with a number of teams struggle with the difference between the two or confuse the two when asked to write down their contributions or put them on the sticky boards like on a Miro or mural board. And I've seen this happen on multiple times. So I just wanted to quickly clarify. So the easy way to remember the difference is what to try are things that we haven't done before. So these are brand spanking new things that we have not tried before. Whereas what to change are things that we've done before, but we haven't really liked the way they worked or they haven't quite worked properly. Now we know that we're on the right path. We just need to do a few things differently. And often this comes with experience and knowledge and trying something and going, well, it didn't quite work properly this way, but what if we tried it this way? And I think because we're trying something different, people get confused with what to try and what to change. So what to try is new, what to change is old. The reflection board activity can be completed individually or as a team. The activity can be completed synchronously with all of the people or the team present or it can be completed asynchronously over a period of, I would suggest, 24 hours or potentially less, depending on time zone differences and time commitments of people. If you're completing the activity synchronously, allow about 10 to 15 minutes for each quadrant. Ideally, I like to complete this activity in a 30-minute time block. I think 30 minutes is sufficient because we don't want to get to a stage where these activities take a long amount of time. It's about moving teams through happier and faster. So the reflection board activity is a great activity to build trust and to enhance team relationships. This activity is a learning activity because you're learning what you want to continue. You're also learning what you want to discontinue. You're learning about change and about creating new things to move forward. So this activity is not about apportioning blame. And I've seen what I call novices or new people apportion blame. We're not about apportioning blame. And so I recommend to help dissipate this is to use the roles that people play rather than their names. So if we're going to be talking about this, we might talk about the designer rather than using the name Tom. We might talk about the HR person rather than using the name Kerry. So the names of identifying people helps to dissipate this from being personal and turns it into a reflection activity that helps to build trust and enhance relationships. Because you're trying to identify the behaviours of people or teams or participants within each of the quadrants. You want to be respectful towards your team members, and you want to be transparent among your team because these are activities help to build trust, and having people contribute to how you move forward is really helpful in building trust. And so to move forward, it's important to reflect on where we've been and then and make a decision about how we plan to move forward. So you use the results of this reflection board to make decisions on what does that look like.